Okay, this video is going to be on how to pull a handle. Whenever you want a handle for a mug or a teapot, or if you want to throw a handle on a jar, anything you want, this is how it's done. There's a couple different ways to do it. This is the way that I like to do it the best. You're going to take kind of a lot of clay than you would normally need for just a handle. I like to get my clay in kind of this rectangular shape, and it's kind of long, because what's going to happen is I'm a right-handed person, so I'm going to hold the clay with my left hand, and my right hand I'm going to pull the clay down and stretch it out until I have a handle. I like to get this shape. Some people like to do kind of like a nub or a carrot. All you need is enough clay so that one hand can hold, one hand can pull. My left hand, which is holding the top of the clay, is never going to get wet. It'll just be my right hand. I'm doing it next to the sink because you're going to need a lot of water to pull. Scoot you closer here. So I'm going to turn the water on. I'm going to get this wet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to pull the clay. Okay, notice I keep getting my hand wet in the water, and I'm rotating. My left hand is kind of spinning this, and I'm kind of squeezing, maybe like milking a cow. Never milked a cow, but I would assume it would be the same way. And you notice this is getting thinner and longer. Sometimes when you're pulling, and I'm using like between my thumb and index finger. When are you done? Well, that would be a really thick, fat handle, and you don't want that. So you're going to keep pulling. You want it to be proportionate to whatever you're making, so it's not going to look real thick and chunky, but you also don't want it to look too small if you have maybe a heavier piece. So, still pulling. I'm kind of doing it on purpose here. If you get a weak spot, okay, see how it kind of has that indent right there? You're going to want to just kind of pinch it from there, get rid of that part or anything down below, and then keep pulling, okay, because I still have all this clay at the top. You do not want a weak spot on your handle. Some people actually pull the handles directly on their mug or whatever piece they're making. I actually don't like to do that. I like to do it this way. That's looking pretty good here. So, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to come show you this. Wash my hand. So, there is my handle. It's pretty. It's not too thick. It's not too chunky. And what I like to do is, because this is going to be really wet, and whatever you're attaching it on is going to want to be close to leather hard or starting to get dry, I like to set this up and get this a little bit dry before I attach it, because things will crack on your projects when they're drying unevenly. So if you attach a really wet handle to a piece that has already started to dry, that gives it a lot more chance of it to crack, because one is really wet, one has started to dry. So what I like to do is I like to turn this upside down and stick it on the table like this. Okay, and I like to kind of let that dry until I can kind of handle it, and it's not going to get a bunch of fingerprints all over the place. So if I'm trimming a piece, I like to wait until I'm about to trim it, throw my handle, go trim it, let the handle dry while I'm trimming it, and then come back and attach it. So that's what I like to do.